Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Razak at CMTrading. Today is August 4th, 2015, and today is Tuesday. So looking at the economic calendar, a couple of numbers coming out this morning, including the Aussie dollar rate change there. It's a major number. We'll look at the graphs a little bit later on. That came out at 6:30 this morning, South African time. Then we got some numbers coming out of GBP. That's at 10:30 this morning, South African time, and that's a construction number. So looking at the Euro USD, let's just jump in it. We're in the middle of the range here. As you can see, we're trading at 109.43, 44, and you know it's a little bit difficult to do one or two things here, a little bit to either buy it or sell it because we're at the middle of the range. If you see from the extremities, we've had over the past month a high of 112 and a low of 108. So, trading at 109, you're right smack in the middle. So it makes it less of a probability trade. So I would leave this alone. There are other fish to fry, as they say. But I would keep an eye on it to see if it does hover a little bit lower, maybe to pick it up when it hits 108. We've been trading in this range, and I don't expect it to change unless there's something colossal that happens. Looking at the GBP, also trading in a very tight range. Okay, so the US dollar looks like it's pretty much leveling off across the board with multiple currencies. The GBP USD and the Euro USD seems like they're really leveling off. We'll look at the Aussie USD a little bit later, but that's where these two currencies are currently holding. Looking at the Dow Jones, big sell-off yesterday. We had a sell-off of about 190 points. We rallied right back, as you can see the candle. We rallied right back to close at just a 91-point loss. But as you can see, we're flirting with disaster here because we keep on, selling off, and we're just, on the lower level. Is this going to be the point where it breaks it? I'm not sure. Historically, where we break it, we usually break it in the fall, but it does look like we're tapering off in the Dow Jones. Companies not making higher highs, Dow Jones not making higher highs, so there's nothing really carrying the market higher. We did hit a high of 18,240, if you remember, and now we're just, trading at 17,526. This has room to go down, for sure. It could go down to 16,000, not even a question. I would see some sort of support here where we're hovering right now at 17,500-ish level. But I would really keep an eye on it because for a August trading day, especially for a Monday, it was really a big day yesterday. So I'd focus much more on this today, maybe to look for a big bounce today, as these things usually happen right after we have a big sell-off. Looking at oil, okay, you guys should be all over this. Remember we discussed this. I should really delete these previous support and resistance line because they're not applicable any longer. But as you can see, we're below $49, and once we hit $49, it was a bear flag, as you can see here, and we're at $45 a barrel. Okay, this is a peak season, end of the summer. People are using oil to transportation, etc., etc., and we're at the lowest since we've seen in a very long time. So I would say that we're challenging these previous lows. If we do break out on the downside, we could definitely see it hitting $37, and then I'm not sure how much further it could go down. Honestly, it's levels that are unprecedented. So these are major levels. So I would really keep a sharp eye on this to see if it's going to be a possible buy for a possible bounce. It's going to be a double bottom. These things you need to reassess for yourself and really gauge on a daily basis. Don't pick bottoms. It's in the saying goes, because sometimes you're catching a falling knife. So I'd really be careful here on the long side, but I'd also be wary on the short side as well. So what I would suggest really is just filling it out with a smaller tier size, and then getting a little bit more aggressive once you see that it's working for you. But this is really a really great place to start picking it up. As you can see, we've hit this level once before, and this is an arbitrary number. I would keep a buy maybe trigger at $40 a barrel. Just it's a round number, and that's mentally a big number. So I would really keep this on the radar to see how it's going to fall out. Looking at gold here, gold has, as we mentioned, really fell out of bed, and now is still at the bottom of its lows here. As you can see, we're trading at 1084. How much further could this go down? Also, it could definitely hit lower than 1,000 this year, and I really feel that it may actually get to those levels, to 940, 938 level. I really feel that we have a chance of hitting that, seeing how this has been just a decade-long rally, and now this is the correction to it. So gold takes a little bit longer to correct, as you can see, on a longer term. Looking at the Aussie USD here, we're at 0.72. We haven't been to these levels since 2008, 2009-ish level, and previously to that 2005. So we're really hitting multiple year lows here. We haven't really hit the low yet of 62, but we're getting very close. So I would like to see it tapering off before buying it. But many times since these type of currencies sell off so hard, they sometimes won't give you that ability. So or that they won't provide for you that advertisement where they say, okay, now it's time to buy me. So I'd really look to, as this thing tapers off, I see right here, I'd really look to, maybe to buy it a little bit, see how it goes, buy it on a small tier, and then see how it goes, because this is multiple year lows here. I'm more inclined to say that it's going to bounce here than go further down. And just this time of the year, the Euro USD usually tapers off as we head into the fall season, and my gut feeling is that it's going to turn around. The dollar's going to get a little bit weaker as we head into the fall season. Again, I could be wrong, and that's why we take stop losses. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading, and I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.